Hello. Look at my messy office behind me. Hello. Okay, we do have some people in here. I'm a little out of practice. I've gotten a little rusty on doing these lives. Welcome, everyone. Please let me know in the chat what you're working on and where you're streaming from today. Also, let me know if you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Okay, here's some people come in the chat. But I say there was a pretty solid pre-stream chat going on. So we've got. Let's see what we've got. Mystery and contemporary romance. So, Chris Elder, and I feel like you told me that that's a different name than you use. Also, remind me what your names are, other than your subject, your usernames, if you want to share. So, Mystery and Suspense. Greetings from Hanover, Germany. Yeah, it's getting late for the UK and Europe. So everyone streaming in from the UK or elsewhere in Europe. But thank you for joining me for at least a little bit. Plymouth, UK, writing sci-fi and fantasy. Utah. Okay, so we should be on the same time zone right now. I think it's 1 p.m. for it's 1 p.m. for Arizona. I think we're now aligned. Bobby in Kentucky. Sarka in the Czech Republic. We've got Jana from Cincinnati, or outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, reviewing supplement files for a textbook. Working on work. Yep. I was doing grading earlier. Okay, Anne, I need to write that down. Sci-fi suspense mix over here. That sounds interesting. Avi, hi, fantasy and fairy tale retellings. Romantasy from Georgia, US. Oh, are we 1 hour different? Arizona is weird. We don't do daylight savings, so sometimes we're aligned with some states and other times we're aligned with another state. Okay, still mountain time. Yeah, just Arizona's special. So 4 p.m. in Trinidad. Got someone from the Netherlands. Very cool. First time here. Welcome. Found you thanks to another. Ooh, which other writing friend? I would love to know. And hello from London, UK. I will be in London in 32 days. Well, I think 32 days when I get on a plane. Then I got to fly overnight. Not that I'm counting down or anything. Sci-fi space horror. That sounds very interesting. Heather, never made it to Alive. I watch when I write. Yeah. Aw, thank you. Amy's here, fellow Arizonan, writing sweet rom-com. Yes, I do live stream. I started getting into that this year. I did a few earlier this year, and then I took a bit of a break. Hi! This is so exciting. Okay. They just passed something in Georgia to stop the daylight savings. Ooh, that's interesting. More states need to just get on with it. Avi, how are you feeling today? How am I feeling today? I'm feeling good. I have finished grades for 2 of my classes. I'm waiting for 3 more assignments. I have sent emails. So I'm hoping to wrap up all of the final grading and officially be on summer break by tomorrow noonish. So I'm doing well. But yeah, I didn't have a video. I have a video. I have a vlog. It's more than half edited. But it is not complete. And this morning it was kind of a choice of I could either finish editing that vlog and get it up by 10 a.m. Arizona time, like I typically do. Or I could go for a workout. I really wanted to go for a workout. So I will get that vlog up eventually. In the meantime, we're going to do live. I love this. Utah loves its weird archaic nonsense, so I don't think it will give up daylight savings time. Yeah, some states are going to really hold on to it. And yes, I am definitely counting down to my trip. I cannot wait. Aw, thank you so much. This is what I need today. Andrea, I am off my, I don't know what I am anymore. I am like, I'm still grading. I'm still in teacher mode, but it's definitely winding down. But then also the book is like, oh my gosh, I'm going to finish copy editing today on the stream. We're not ending this until I'm done with the copy edit. I've got 3 chapters and the epilogue left, which if I look at Scrivener, I think I've got 16,021 words left to copy edit. So we're getting close. So I need this too, because everything feels like I want to do it more than this. So Bobby, it's great to have you joining us for a live. Oh, this is so lovely. Thank you. Please tell your friend thank you. I asked her if she recommended AuthorTubers our age range with full-time jobs because I got tired of the 20-somethings who sold their book on their first query trenches. You know, like, I feel like there's a lot more on YouTube like me. I'm always looking for them as well. I love watching the youngins who are having so much success on their first try. I love following authors of every age, every genre. You know, I think there's room here for everyone, but representation matters. And I do think it helps when you can have a mix of people you're following, and when at least some of the people you're following you do relate to in terms of either age or life circumstances, like having a full-time job while they're still writing. So I am very glad that you found me. Yeah, Andrea, I thought that. I was pretty sure that was you. So thank you for joining us from Paris. Before you go to sleep, it's getting late. You and I need to catch up properly and like start planning things. But it's good to see you in here. I definitely use, so, okay, I can journal a lot because of that. I want to write a book using information that I can take from my journals. Have you tried doing that before? Like using some of your own experiences? All of my books have me in there somewhere and my own experiences in there somewhere. So yes, I definitely do this. And glad this has perked you up. So shall we get started on our first sprint? So I am working on copy editing for my next novel, for Across the Pond 5, book 5 in my London-based romance series. Books 1 through 4 available now on Amazon. I think there should be a link in the description box. If I can put a little shameless plug in there. So I'm working on chapter 24 at the moment. That's the next one I need to do. So I am going to try to get, and this is a long chapter. I've got 2 long chapters today. There's a 5,000 word, I've got 2 long, 2 short. So I've got 5,000 words plus for chapter 24, then 2,000 words for chapter 25, then 7.8 thousand for the final chapter, and then 1.7 thousand, well, almost 1.8 for the epilogue. So we're going to do 25 minutes for our first sprint, and then we'll see where we all get. I'm going to try until the copy editing is done. I'm going to try to keep the breaks on track to 5 minutes and not get too chatty. Once I finish copy editing, we can chat as much as we want until the stream ends. But I need you all to help me stay accountable in the chat on our breaks and remind us that we need to get back to work after a 5-minute break because I really want to get this done. Okay, so let me pull up our timer and we will go ahead and get started. Happy writing, everyone. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. See what I missed. Okay. Welcome, Lisa. It's great to have you here. And Christiana. Maggie asked, what do you listen to when you're copy editing? I have a playlist of music that I created. I didn't create it specifically for this book, but it just kind of worked out. And it's been the playlist I've listened to while working on this book. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to. Hello, my friend Kayla is joining us. I hope you're doing well. Glad to see you live working on my dissertation prospectus. Good luck, defense presentation. Trying to condense my lit review into 2 to 3 minutes. Oh my gosh. I'm getting flashbacks. Good luck. Good luck. Anne has almost 22,000 words in her book. Congratulations. Good job. I'm still working for the next. Yeah, so I'm going to be copy editing for a while. So I do think we'll go for probably about 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer. Because I can always switch to cover sketching while we do the live stream. Elbow Deep in Dev Edits made a bunch of notes last month. Ooh, I hope you're feeling better now. Third full read through. Yeah, whenever I take a long break, I always end up having to do another read through. Sorry, I'm just trying to get caught up on the chat. Esther's here. Okay, yeah, hopefully we should still be here. I don't know if Esther is still on the moment just now or on in here at the moment just now, but hopefully we see her again. Dreaming Truth author, hello, welcome. We got about 500 words edited. That's fantastic. What is copy editing? I am going through my manuscript and trying to find all the typos, all the errors, all the mistakes, all the continuity problems, any accuracy issues. It's just the final chance to make sure. Well, I'm going to proofread still, but this is the last chance to go in and like really tinker with that. The proofreading is just no changes, only fixes. I am still like making minor tweaks here. Let's see. Anne asked, what can I do when my plot just isn't working? Can you identify why it's not working? Like you need to figure out why it isn't working. Is it the action of the plot? Is it the pacing of the plot? Is it character decisions that aren't working out? Once you can figure out what's not working, then you can start figuring out how to fix that, if that makes sense. Does the music have your lyrics? Yes, some does. I can't listen to new music or like really upbeat pop music while I'm writing. If it's going to make me want to sing along and dance to it, that's a no-go. I can't do that. But like I've been listening to this playlist for so long now that is our next soon as I get caught up on the chat, we're getting back to work. I've been listening to this so long that I can tune the lyrics out, so it just kind of becomes background noise. But yes, it is a mix of instrumental and okay, no cause and effect, more specifically. Yes. So then you need to figure out what is that, what is the big cause and effect? Like, what is the inciting incident? What is the main thing that really kicks off the action and the drama of the book? And what is the kind of through line of the effects of that? So what then becomes the first big plot point, the midpoint, the next big plot point, and then everything that sets up to the climax and resolution. But then I'm not a huge believer or advocate that every chapter or every scene has to do something huge. I do think there's like smaller, quieter scenes that connect the big moments, but every chapter should have a sort of mini cause and effect as well, where the characters are in a different place or the reader knows something more about the characters by the end of each chapter. Kind of one of those things. They either need to know more about the characters, or something has to have happened to advance the plot in every chapter. So if you feel like your book doesn't have enough cause and effect, you need to figure out, okay, what then is the cause and effects that you're looking for. I love how you guys are trying to keep me on track. Vicky has joined us from Wichita. Hello. Yeah, your characters need internal conflict. Your characters need, especially the main character, needs something that is making them resist whatever is happening in the book. I tried. Yeah. Okay. No, you've done well. So we're gonna get back to work. And I'm working. I did get one chapter done, so I'm now up to chapter 25. This is a short one, so I will finish this before this sprint. So I'll then move on to chapter 26. So I will get us started again and we'll get back to work. Okay, how did everybody do? Trying to go back to where I left off. Okay. Got some recommendations for K.M. Weiland's books. I second those recommendations. I think I've only read the structuring one, but I want to go back and read more of her books. Hello, Danny. Welcome. Oh, my story is just not lining up. I don't know what to do. Sometimes you need to stop, take some time away from it, take a big step back, go back and read through it. And kind of, this is really tricky, but I think it's an important skill for authors to learn. The difference between reading your book as the writer and reading your book as the reader. I have 3 different hats I wear throughout the editing process. My writer, author hat, is the author of the piece, the reader hat, and the editor hat. And I will shift between wearing each of those hats throughout the process. So when I'm really struggling and I don't know what's wrong, taking some time off, then putting the manuscript as it stands on a tablet like iPad or Google Chrome or Chromebook or whatever tablet you've got, or printing it out and reading through it, but putting it in a different format to trick the brain into thinking that it's something other than what you've written. And then hopefully the answers start to come. I wish I could be more of a help, but it really is just something, it takes time. It takes time. Avi, second draft is brutal. Second draft is so brutal. Although I'm up to now the 5th draft, I think. The final drafts are also pretty brutal just because it's like now you've got to actually commit to things. I'm working on my female knight hired by a not-so-savory fellow as a bodyguard. And Lord have mercy, that sounds like a really cool premise, though. Like, I want to read that when you're done. I love that idea. Good. I'm glad that helped, Marissa. Yes, Avi, read your work as a reader. Like, this is where distance is important, but when you can put yourself in the reader's shoes and kind of think about what is happening that you're really enjoying and what is happening that, like, if this was a book you'd paid for, like, oh, half a star for that, ooh, a full star for that, like the pacing's just not right, or this character doesn't feel believable. The more you can put yourself into the shoes of like a 1-star reviewer on Goodreads, the better. But it's really, really hard. It takes a lot of practice. We've got 30 seconds left. Okay, but I think I'm caught up. Draft 2 has been killing me. I'm a chronic underwriter, so I have to keep finding what's missing. That's not a bad way to be, though. That's honestly not a bad way to have to find out what's missing and then add things in. I am a chronic overwriter, and then I have to figure out what I can cut so that my books aren't a million words long. We've got 9 seconds. We're going to stick on track as much as possible. I am partway through chapter. So I'm going to get distracted by the chat. So I'm going to star the chat that I've got a comment from Anne. I'm going to star that. We'll come back to that after the break. But for now, we're going to stop talking. Oops. Come on, show. Need to go. Watch Andrea struggle with technology. Okay. We're going to get everything adjusted back. I'm going to stop talking. Let's get back to work. Okay, how did that go for everyone? Let me go back to where I had marked. And it asked, would you suggest writing future scenes that I am not at yet, just to get, to get the creativeness flowing. Yeah, if you feel like you've got an idea for a future scene, something that you know you want to include, go ahead and skip ahead to that. Whatever it takes to get your creative brain going again and to generate ideas for fixing earlier. Sometimes writing things out of order can help. And yes, going back to what I was saying earlier on the last break, Avi, I always like putting a PDF or an EPUB on my iPad or whatever tablet people use, or printing it out. Being able to read it in a different way can make a difference. And Mackie says, how do you not get too critical? I'm self-critical, so I'd probably be like 1 stars all around. I mean, I was kind of joking with that, but like, maybe don't completely think of yourself as a 1-star reviewer on Goodreads, because some people just like to hate books and they find fun in that. But, try to think of it, if this was something that a friend of yours had written and you really wanted them to do well when they published it, what are the things that you think the majority of readers of that genre would call attention to as a potential weakness? That's what I'm always trying to focus on. Looks like some people had to go to bed. When am I doing another of these live streams? I'm hoping to do a few this month. Obviously during my trip, I don't know. Probably not. Although it would be fun to do a live while I'm in England. But I make no promises. But yeah, I want to try to do at least a few this month while I'm hopefully wrapping up and getting this book ready to be published. That's funny, Lisa. Yeah, I'm getting in the zone too. So every time I realize that we're at another break time, it surprises me. I'm assuming you don't have a Discord server or anything like that. No, I don't. Discord's always kind of freaked me out. I don't know why. Plus, just one more thing for me to manage. I just don't know if I could keep up with that. But I forgot to, oh shoot, I was bad. I forgot to post on Patreon that we were doing this. I just posted on YouTube. I'm trying to remember. I've gotten out of the habit with these lives. I'm trying to remember to post an announcement on the community tabs post on YouTube, and for all of on the free section for everyone who has signed up on my Patreon at the free level. I'm trying to post things there so that people know when I'm getting ready. But this was a very last minute one. I'm going to try to schedule some ahead of time. And I hate letting people read my work because I'm insecure. Any tips? I really do want feedback on my book, but I'm too scared and I cringe at the thought of anyone reading it. Find a friend who enjoys reading, preferably enjoys reading in your genre, but who you can trust to give you the critical feedback you need without breaking your spirit. So like, I have a few very good, very close friends who are my alpha and beta readers, and they get the messy first drafts, and I know that they will help me find the things that need to be improved while also focusing on the things they really, really loved, so that it's that like feedback sandwich: something you love, something you need to work on, and something you love. So finding the right people to read, who genuinely want you to do well, and that's important. Because I'm not through the chat. We're getting close, I think. Oh, Avi, the new trend of hating on books equals they used AI to write this. Yeah, I was just talking about that in Monday's vlog. You know, we can't change what people think. If someone wants to be that silly, they can. But AI is a whole other conversation. But we have started that conversation now in my last vlog, and I will probably talk about it in the vlog I'm currently filming today. Lisa, if you had a Discord, I would never get anything. That's my fear too, that either I would forget to be on there and do anything with it, or that I would be on there so much, like Patreon. Just staying active in the group chats we have on Patreon is enough. We do have some group chats in my Patreon if you are signed up at the I only have one tier, but it's at the $5 a month tier. Maggie, how many more chapters do you have to edit? Technically, I'm on the epilogue, so I will finish in this next sprint. I do think I want to go back and copy edit chapter 1 again one more time, because chapter 1 is where I'm extra paranoid. I don't want there to be any errors in chapter 1 if I can help it. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Let's get started again, and let's see if I can finish the copy edits on this next sprint. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How's everyone doing? We've had JK join us. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I'll be revising my pastry chef rivals to lovers novel titled Project Sugar and Spice. I love the sound of that. Okay. Danny, talk about alpha/beta readers. I need more reader writer friends. I feel like I had some friends lined up, but they turned out to be unreliable. So I'm kind of on my own right now. This is definitely like, it's taken me a while to get onto a really good group of alpha and beta readers. And for me, they're the same. So it's the same people that do both. I'll sometimes mix up, like I had one friend be the alpha reader and then everyone else didn't read it until the beta draft was done. And my friend who alpha read didn't do a beta read. So sometimes I mix it up. It takes time. Making friends with other writers is the way to go. I don't recommend hiring people. That is an option. If you hire someone, vet them very, very carefully. I do think it's also important to choose people you know and feel like you can trust, and people who are readers more than writers. It's difficult because a lot of writers do offer beta reading services as a side hustle. But I think the things that I would be worried about, and the reason why you would want to vet people very carefully before deciding to hire that person as a beta reader, understand what their process is, understand what their privacy policy is, make sure beyond just like ask the question, ideally on a video call, and pay very careful attention to their response. But I do think having this in writing is also important, that they will not use AI at any point to generate their feedback. This is something as when I was working as an editor, I like, why call myself an editor if I'm just going to use AI? And as a writer, I would never want to work with an editor or a beta reader or anyone in that capacity of like giving feedback who might use AI to assist them in their job, or to just do their job for them. So you have to be very careful. And that's why I feel very lucky that I have friends who read my books and are fans of my books, who make excellent beta readers. I think you find those people over time, but it's definitely not easy. I wish I had better advice, but I really do feel like I just got lucky with my readers. Getting caught up on the chat. Lisa, yeah, we're probably going to be finishing up here soon too. But I might be able to go live tomorrow, so we'll see. I'm obsessed with Writer's Dream. Who would play Eleanor and Patrick in a Brave Start live action? This is hard because Eleanor is me in so many ways, so it's really difficult to think of who would play me, because I would be the dream cast for that role. For Patrick, Tom Hiddleston. there were so many actors who inspired that character throughout working on it, but I think Tom Hiddleston is the one that was kind of in my head the most as I was going through all the final edits and stuff. But yeah, Eleanor, I really probably someone who's not really that known. Like if I was casting it if we were actually making it as a movie, I'd probably cast someone who's not really that well known. But good question. Magus says, I definitely would like to make some more writer friends, but I'm going to publish it, and I feel like people are going to be like, why read it? You don't have to publish a story for it to be worth reading. So if you just want feedback on it, like I've had friends in the past read drafts of book. Like I've had friends read drafts of the draft of Project Darkness, knowing that like that book is nowhere near publication. So make writer friends. I think the chats here are really good. Patreon, there's a lot of writers over on my Patreon. And I'm willing to add a new group chat or something like that, if that would help. So yeah. Avi, yes, using AI to generate feedback. I've actually heard stories of this happening, multiple stories. It's not good. Like of all the things to use AI for, that talk about not just as a tool, like that's just an outright replacement. Like you need to be doing that yourself. I'm glad I'm not the only Tom Hiddleston fan here. I love him. I think he's fantastic. I love his work as an actor. So you're asking, the Flocus website might be worth a try. Do I use it outside of these lives? No, I only use it on these lives. I've been using another app for actual productivity. I am heavily influenced by reward systems. So I've been playing with an app called Focus Friend. A YouTuber I follow named Morgan Long has mentioned this, and I'm still trying out the free version. But you have a little bean, and you do a focus session, and the bean knits socks while you're working. And if you stop it, then the bean can't knit anymore. And for the socks that it knits during your focus session, you can then trade those for things to furnish their house. So I'm currently furnishing the living room. I've got a bookshelf and a window and a plant and a rug, and that's what I've been able to do. And Bean's name is Biddy Bean. So this has been what I've been using. So highly rate this, because like the more I focus and the more focus sessions I do, the more socks I have to spend furnishing little Biddy Bean's house. So yeah, that's what I've been using. But the Flocus app has been really nice for the live streams. And someone also, another creator I follow, Ruby Granger, I was watching one of her videos, and she mentioned something called Focus Flight, which is an app as well. And that one seemed really cool because you basically book a flight. we're not going to do any more work today. It's almost 3:30 and I'm tired and I'm done copy editing. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the focus flight one, you choose the flight based on how long you want to work for. And then while the flight is flying, you're working. And then when the flight lands, that's when your session is done. So I haven't tried that one out yet, but I do want to try that one. But yeah, Focus Friend is good. And the Focus app is great. It's got different things you can do, like different backgrounds and stuff. I think there's a little bit more limitation on the free version, and then more features if you upgrade to the premium version. Besides making Loki absolutely iconic, he's such a gracious person. I've never heard a bad thing said about him. He just seems like he's a really nice guy. So looks like we've had some people leaving. And yeah, some of you are talking about Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. I just am never actually on there, but I do have an account. It was kind of meant to be, because Maggie was asking, what is Blue Sky? It was kind of meant to be the replacement for Twitter. It is a lot nicer than Twitter. It's just, and there's a lot of writers and creatives I know and readers who have gone over there. So I think the writing community and the book community is pretty strong over there, the way that it was for Twitter. But it's much less toxic than Twitter, or X, I guess we should say. So yeah, people can feel free to follow me over on Blue Sky. I'm just really bad. I can barely even keep up with Instagram. And I need to be keeping up with Instagram more because I've got a book to publish. Because update from our final sprint of this stream, I'm done copy editing. I need like confetti and a crowd cheering. I'm just alone in my apartment, but I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm done. Like, I literally can't believe I'm done with the copy edit. I keep feeling like I need to go back and do more. And like, I'm still going to proofread it. So this isn't the last, this is only the second to last time that I'm going to read everything. So I'm not done, but I'm done with one more step. And it feels really good. So I have managed to copy edit this whole book in 7 days, 1 week. I'm tired. Before anyone asks, I am focusing on the cover sketch tomorrow, Thursday. And I also still need to do author's note, acknowledgements, all of that stuff. And then Friday, I've got some stuff planned, so I'm not going to be doing any work on Friday. And then I think I'm going to take Saturday off. So I think I was thinking I would, on my schedule, which I also shared my publishing calendar schedule. I don't know if I can share this screen. Let's take that off. Share screen. Can I share Scrivener? I've got too many tabs open. Windows. There we go. Share. Add to stage. Okay, now I just have to make sure I don't put it on any other page. So I had wanted to be done with the copy edit by May 8th, which is Friday, and I finished early. So I think I was going to format on Saturday. I'm actually going to change this. Let's say format on Sunday and start proofreading on Sunday, and then finish on or around the 18th. that would give me a little over a week, because I'm also done teaching. So I don't have to go. I don't have to go to campus. Thursdays aren't blocked out anymore. So yeah, I'm going to take a day off on Saturday. That is my hope. That is my plan. I need a day off. I need a day where I don't have anything that has to be done, where I can just lay on the couch and either read a book cover to cover, probably not, because I'm like tired of reading at the moment. It's another reason why I can't wait for this book to be done, because I want to be able to read again, like read for fun. I'm just constantly reading for this book. So I haven't been reading anything else. So I will probably spend Saturday just lying on the couch all day watching 48 Hours or something on YouTube. I'm so tired. My brain just doesn't want to work. So I do really want to give myself Saturday off. Because I do have a thing on Sunday that I'm doing. Let me double check my calendar. But yeah, Friday I've got some stuff, and Sunday I've got some stuff. So Saturday's the only day that like I have nothing on my calendar. I can just, no one needs anything from me that day. My grades will be posted by then. Like everything will be done as far as teaching, and I can truly just relax. So, I was really, when I realized I was copy editing a little bit faster than expected, I started to realize that, if I could finish copy editing today, then that means I could do a big push on the cover sketch tomorrow, and then take Friday and Saturday off. I need it so bad. And Avi, you all are cheering for me, which makes me so happy. Avi says, I started cheering so hard for you that my niece jumped. You're not alone in your apartment. So once you're done with proofreading, then you're done with the book, other than getting it ready to publish. Yeah, so I'll talk about this in a vlog as well as we get closer. But basically, what is left for the book interior, for the manuscript, I need to finish up the front matter and the back matter. So the front matter is front matter is easy, but it's like the list of other previous books in the series, the dedication, title page, half title page, copyright page, all of that. Then the back matter is the call to action page that has all of my social links, the author's note, the acknowledgements, and then little promo pages for my other books that I've written. I think I've got, for this series, I do a 1-page summary of like the whole of the Independent Heart series, and then I do the individual books in series for the Across the Pond series, and then I also put in a little blurb for More Than Fate. And those just get copied over from the previous book where I had all of those in the back. So I need to write all of that. The author's note and the acknowledgements will take the longest, but I need to get those written. Then I need to get everything formatted in Vellum. Then once everything is formatted, which that doesn't take that long once front matter and back matter is written. Then once everything is formatted, I will export the formatted document as a PDF, put it on my iPad, and I will proofread that final copy. And then I pop back into Vellum. I go page by page through the annotated version, make any of the final corrections that need to be made, and then the book interior is done. For the book exterior, we've got the cover. The cover, progress needs to be made. Progress has been made, but more progress needs to be made. But it's going to go fast. I think if I can spend a good chunk, like a good couple hours on it tomorrow, I will make significant progress. And I think by like Sunday or Monday, it will be ready to be scanned and imported into Photoshop, and then I can start actually like really assembling and coloring in the design. If you are an author who hires a cover designer, then this will be completely different for you, because you're just going to have a final file given to you. So once I get the cover done, because I'll work on that while I'll work on the cover while I'm doing the proofreadings. I do want to proofread a little bit slower than I did the copy edit, just to make sure that I'm really getting everything. So in between proofreading chapters, I'll do like 2 or 3 chapters a day, more like 3 chapters a day, 3 or 4. So in between that, I'll also be working on the cover a little bit every day next week. So ideally, by the time the book interior is done, the book cover is also mostly done. The cover breaks down into 2 different covers, the ebook and the paperback. The ebook cover becomes the paperback front cover, and I can't do the paperback cover until the proofreading is done anyway, because I need to wait until the proofread is done to get my final page count, so that I can put that into the template that Amazon KDP has, which will then also calculate the paperback cover dimensions, including the spine width. And that's what you need the page number for. So once I'm done proofreading, I can get the spine width and the paperback template generated, and then I throw the paperback cover together. It's the front cover / ebook cover that takes the most time and effort. The paperback cover is pretty simple. I will be doing a video. I've said this before on previous books, but this time I mean it for real. I will be doing a video on my cover design process. So I'll be vlogging all of these bits as I do it, and then put that all together in one video. But yes, Avi. And some people say writing a book is easy. Writing a book is easy. Publishing a book is pain in the backside. It's publishing. It's getting everything ready for publishing. Like writing that first draft, easy. There's no pressure to writing the first draft. But if you plan on publishing the book, then you need to do all of the editing and the copy editing and the formatting and the proofreading and the cover design, and come up with a book title and a book description for the back of the book and for your book page, your product page on Amazon or whatever book retailer. And I still need to do that too. I still need my back of the book description. Oh. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And if it doesn't all get done before my trip, that is not the end of the world. It's all going to be fine. Avi, is your book cover a scene from the book, or just an abstract shot like Celeste in front of the hotel for ATB4? All the covers are kind of an abstract shot. So this will be sticking with that. So it'll be Carly in front of some setting in London. So the settings are all based on whatever, like whatever the main setting or one of the main settings of the book will be. So I will give you a slight hint. This one will be with the city of London, aka the Old Square Mile. A scene from within the city is going to be the background of this book. Book 1, because Eleanor was just arriving in London, we did, my sister did the cover for that one, and we did the Houses of Parliament with Big Ben and Portcullis House and the London Eye in the background, and a double-decker bus. Like, we went as iconic London as we could. And then book 2, Eleanor was working in Covent Garden, and so I did the piazza, the central piazza of Covent Garden. Book 3 was focused more on the area where she was living and the Muse House. And then book 4, Celeste works in Knightsbridge for a boutique hotel. So that's kind of what I did for that. So yeah, this one will be Carly somewhere in the city. So I just like I will say the rough sketch, I've got it down beside me. The rough sketch is almost done. So I just need to keep, I would just keep going. Some other question. Thank you, Tammy. Breathe. You're awesome. Just do the next thing next. That's what I'm trying to do. I will say I'm in a much better mood at this stage of the process for this book than I was at this stage in the process for the last book. So we're doing good. If you were starting as a writer again, would you still use your real name? That is so hard. I honestly don't know. I really am of two minds of this. If I was starting over completely, like not just starting over as a writer, but if I was starting my entire online identity over again, I probably would be a lot more private. I probably would have created, my YouTube channel and Instagram. Like those things I did initially create around a anonymous username. Who remembers Je suis juste moi? And that's what I had for years. Because that's what all the other creators I was following online were doing. But then somewhere around the late 2010s, like 2019, 2020, 2018 to 2020, the creators who had started off small and had gotten big, like hundreds of thousands of followers, if not millions, because they were so big, they were starting to use their real names. And so that's what I did. And then I was publishing and I had to put a real name on my book cover. I couldn't just put Je suis juste moi, which means I am just me in French, FYI. So yeah, just by the time I was publishing, I knew like I was already public as Andrea Severson on YouTube, on Instagram, on everything. So if I was going to be using those things to help promote my book, then why put a pen name on the book cover? So it's not just if I was starting over as a writer, I would have to start over completely with all of my social media and my entire online presence. In that case, yeah, I probably would use a pen name. And I would probably still choose something that's like from my family, like family names, but I probably would use a pen name just so that my legal name isn't all over out there on the internet. I do get a little nervous about that sometimes. If you ever got an invite, would you do BookCon, Indie Alley, or other literary convention, or is that too much for Hermit, Andrea? I would love to do a literary convention. I'd love to do conferences. I'd love to do conventions. I'd love to just go set up a table at like my local farmer's market or something. Anything that would let me meet people, because I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, that takes time and energy to put together. And at this point, I don't have the funds to hire someone to help me with that. So I don't know. If I ever got an invite to something like BookCon, although I don't know, I saw such mixed results for BookCon the one that just happened. So it would really depend. If I had a team that could help me set everything up, run the table. But like I was hearing stories of authors who were there on their own and like they couldn't leave the table to like go get lunch or to even go to the bathroom. And that doesn't sound like fun to me. If I'm literally trapped at my table the whole time, no. But I would like to do more events and stuff. See, I feel like we could probably put together a good street team of people from this community. So, maybe one day. Okay, any other questions? I can hang out for a little bit longer, or we can go because we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes, which I feel like, is this the longest stream we've done so far? Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining that. I'm trying to see. Where is YouTube? Ooh. This is the longest stream we've done. Our previous longest was 2 hours and 16 minutes. So, okay. Next question. What about publishing in another language? Who decides to do a translation? I think any author could do that. Like, I could hire someone to translate my books and pay for that entirely on my own and then self-publish them to other marketplaces on Amazon. So like I could pay to do that. I can't afford to pay to do that. So the other thing that authors will sometimes do is if they have an agent, their agent can look around and see if there is any interest in international rights for a different story or for that individual story. So I know of some people who've had individual books translated for that. I'd love to have my books translated one day. I can't afford to do it on my own, but if I ever had someone express interest in doing that as like a foreign publishing company, I would be open. When planning a book, how can you plan when the story starts in two places? Like, are you talking about like a dual timeline, dual POV, a book starting in two places? I think you just have to plan out each of those POVs or those timelines almost as separate stories. And then like that's probably what I would do, is plan them out as separate stories. And then once they're all kind of mapped out, start figuring out where they connects. So 2 worlds, 2 POVs. So yeah, probably would plan them out as 2 separate stories, 2 separate lines on the timeline, so to speak. And then once they're all kind of mapped out, at least the kind of big picture moments, then you can figure out where they might connect and where they need to like intersect in places. But I would definitely probably work on them separately to start. I love multiple POV. It's all I do like. So my unpublished romance, Project Royal Romance, it's a royal romance series I want to start. That one is dual POV, but all one timeline. But I also would really love to one day write historical fiction that's dual timeline, dual POV. So 1 POV and timeline in the past and 1 in the present. I've read a bunch of books like that, and I absolutely love them. And I've got so many ideas for stories like that. So, but dual POV is tough enough, but Catherine, dual POV plus 2 different worlds, that is definitely a challenge. Maggie, what do you think about AuthorTube only being for people looking to publish? That's part of why I don't post a bunch of writing videos, because I feel like people won't care. Don't care about what other people care about. That's what I have to say about that. Post videos, show your writing experience, talk about your writing, talk about the fact that you don't really plan on publishing. There's nothing wrong with that. Or maybe you do want to publish, but you just don't have a solid plan. You don't know. It's not like part of your near future. There's a lot of people on AuthorTube, a lot more than I think we realize, who would like to publish, but like they don't have any solid plans for it either, because they're still working on their first book. When it comes to both writing and YouTube, do what you want. It really is as simple as that. Do what you want. Do what makes you feel good and happy. Write stories that you want to write, even if you don't think you'll ever publish them. make videos that you want to make, even if you're not sure if someone will want to watch them. It's your life. It's a document, a record of your life and your writing experience. So make whatever videos you want. The right audience will find you. And I'm sure a lot of the people here in this chat would love to watch vlogs of you talking about what you're working on. So don't worry about not fitting the mold of what everyone else on AuthorTube is doing. So yeah. Okay. I feel like things are getting a little bit quieter in the chat. I think we're all a bit tired. We still got 33 people on here. That's really encouraging. I might be able to, sorry, I'm just reading. I feel like, yeah, I think we need to focus on the writing journey more than the publishing journey. And I think there are a lot more people out there willing to follow someone who's just on a writing journey, even if they're not on a publishing journey. So, I could get in my head about, well, I'm just an indie author. I'm not vlogging doing the querying process or being on submission, and I'm not going to get a traditional publishing deal with any of these books. Like, I could get really worked up in my head about that. I could also, and I have gotten up in my head about this, my age and all of those sorts of things. I'm not, as we've talked about, I'm not in my 20s working on my first novel like a lot of other author tubers, but that's one of the reasons why so many of you like this channel, because I am older. I am working full time. I am working on, not my first debut novel anymore. I'm showing you what life is like as an indie author who's doing this alongside a full-time job. I'm not a best-selling indie author. I'm not earning 6 figures a year. This is still very much a side hustle. And I think that's nice too, to see. There are certainly other, like, if you want to follow an indie author who is doing this as their full-time job and has grown a business and a career out of this, then Sarah Cannon over on Heart Breathings is a great person to follow. But not everyone wants that. And so, or they want that plus something that feels a little bit more relatable to them. So there's room on this platform for all of us. And I think sharing your writing journey is just as valid as sharing your publishing journey. Avi, thank you. I am so glad to have finally gotten my roots taken care of. I just have a whole new lease on life with this hair color refresh. And Catherine, absolutely. All of you, there is a contact me form on my website. My website should be linked in the description box of this. It's also probably on the about page on my channel. You are always, any and all of you are always free to shoot me an email through the contact me page if you have questions. And I'm always happy to help. Be patient. It could take me a little while, especially right now since I'm so focused on the book. But like, I know I just replied to some emails yesterday that were sent like mid-April. But I do try to respond to all of the form submissions from my website whenever I can. So yeah. Okay. Let's wrap things up because I've done enough work for the day and I'm really tired and I want to just go crash on the couch. But thank you all for hanging out with me. Copy editing is done, so that's exciting. Oh, I also need to finish the vlog I'm currently filming. I need to not forget that. Maybe it'll become a 2-day vlog. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I might live stream tomorrow. We'll see. If not, I will probably live stream sometime next week. I think I would like to try to do at least once a week throughout May. So we'll see. That might get a little bit trickier as we get closer to June and the trip. But yeah, Thanks for hanging out with me. I don't know that I would have gotten the copy editing done today, even if I didn't stream, but I probably would be like just starting right now and be really angry with myself. So I'm glad I set the stream for 1 p.m. and we got it done. And now I can move on to the next step. So good night to everyone who is still this side of the date and time zone. And good morning to everyone, to all of the other people here who are in places like Australia and are just getting started on their days. So good night, good morning. Everyone on the replay crew, hope you're having a good time of day, whatever time you are watching this on the replay. I love all of you. Links to all my things are in the description box below, my newsletter, my Patreon, and all of my published novels. There's still plenty of time to get caught up on Across the Pond before book 5 comes out, although you can read it. You can read book 5 out of order. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All of those fun YouTube-y things. And I will see you all very soon in the next live stream and the next vlog. There will still be a vlog coming. The one that was supposed to go up today will come either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. So I will see you in the next live stream or the next vlog, whichever comes first. And I'm going to go crash on the couch now, as Avi has suggested. So I will see you all very soon. Goodbye for now.